Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, September 28, 2022. The moon continues its transit of your sign much of the day, meeting Mercury there, and you want to express yourself more than usual. Changes of direction and focus are in store in the coming week, and it makes a lot of sense to clear your head today. It's better not to make any final, important decisions or take on new ventures today because of a balsamic moon. Still, you might consider ways to improve your financial position or feelings of security, as tomorrow's new moon is a great time to make resolutions and set intentions along those lines. Today is strong for organizing your thoughts, enjoying memories, and gaining insight into past events. You're likely to find it rather easy and natural to find channels for expressing your feelings, and you could enjoy a wonderful sense of relief to talk about certain issues that have been on your mind. You could come across information that benefits you greatly. One-on-one conversations seem to be the most productive, and sincere interest boosts your connections. It is time to find a sense of peace. The moon is in your sign, asking you to align your mind with your heart. Today's astrology is perfect for taking a break from work to come back to yourself. You may need to balance yourself first before continuing with your professional endeavors. The lunar energy is assisting you with finding peace in your professional identity, skills, and creativity. After you re-establish balance in your professional life, then you will be more than ready to jump back in to tackle work once again. The moon not only returns to your income sector today but to begin the lead up to a new moon that will give a growing lineup of planets here a tailwind. Almost as soon as returning, the moon will align with Venus here for the first time in nearly 2 years, with his return over the weekend beginning a war against glass ceilings, roadblocks, and barriers, whether real or imagined. There is a lot to be said for getting some exercise in before you get to work in the morning. Communication difficulties tend to fly by the wayside for those who jog before work, get in a pre-dawn workout, or even just walk to work. Take your body seriously and you will notice the effects in your personal and professional life. With today's cosmic climate, it's a good time to negotiate these kinds of commitments with yourself. As much as the moon might spend its final hours in Libra clashed with planets in your relationship sector, the timing couldn't be better. This might push some buttons and even tension as your personal and relationship needs clash. However, the moon will not only spend its final hours here aligned with Mercury, just 2 days before the planet of communication is due to leave Libra, but just as Venus, the planet of love, is spending her last full day in your communication sector. These are the conditions that could lead to a breakthrough. Before leaving Libra today, the moon will clash with planets in your relationship sector, but with perfect timing. This might push some buttons, but it not only comes when the moon is aligned with Mercury, just days before the planet of communication is due to leave Libra, but during Venus, the planet of love's last full day in your communication sector. This is the push needed to get the communication lines open. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve, whether or not you feel comfortable doing so. This is significant when considering the moon's proximity to Mercury and Venus in your sign, especially since both of these planets play an undeniable role in your love life. Needless to say, you're approaching the topic of dating and romance in a completely different way, but you're also doing it with strength and courage. So, whether you're single or already romantically attached to a significant other, Luna's square to Pluto could trigger a series of emotional highs and lows, but only if you're resisting the change that's occurring. Our eyes in the sky. O'Day brings the moon in Libra, creating a grand air trine with Venus and Saturn. This is a beautiful energy to lift your spirits. You might be able to step back from your problems and see them from a more analytical perspective. There's a strong feeling of harmony, with the sun and moon in Libra bringing many gifts of happiness and community. You might even be able to express some of the things you've been holding back over the last few days. As Venus in Gemini gently connects with Saturn in Aquarius, there is a refreshing ease of mind. You're able to work around your problems and see the more evolved side of the lesson. Remember that there is some kind of duality in everything. Whether you're taking the good with the bad or understanding the lessons of the shadow side, you have much to appreciate right now. You might even strengthen your connection to a wider group of like-minded individuals who also see the world from a more spiritual perspective, so be open to the people you meet online or off. Secret admirers can come out of the woodworks with little or no warning during transits like these. This week brings you a sigh of relief. You'll find out that change is possible. If you've been lax about stabilizing your career and looking toward advancement, it's time to make a shift. If your career doesn't want to cooperate, you need to map out the steps for change. Money follows when you get in touch with your emotions. Whatever makes you happy will give meaning to your working life. Before noon, retrograde Mercury aligns with Venus in Virgo, helping us to communicate our feelings and desires. However, because Mercury is retrograde, we may also be re-evaluating our affections and determining where others fit into our lives. Planets in Virgo crave structure, and under this influence, we may assess whether romance has become ritualistic instead of helping us to grow. Fortunately, we can discuss sensitive issues with our partners now without hurting their feelings, but we may still come off as more critical than we intend. Maintaining a little bit of self-awareness should help to mitigate this problem. If someone does permit us to assist them, we will make sure they don't forget it. Reminders of how giving and generous we are subtly imply that we are owed a debt of gratitude, which inevitably breeds resentment, making the other party wish they hadn't asked in the first place. We should monitor our actions closely today. Self-reflection is the only way to determine whether we are out of line or overstepping another's boundaries. Before noon, retrograde Mercury aligns with Venus in Virgo, helping us to communicate our feelings and desires. However, because Mercury is retrograde, we may also be re-evaluating our affections and determining where others fit into our lives. Planets in Virgo crave structure, and under this influence, we may assess whether romance has become ritualistic instead of helping us to grow. Fortunately, we can discuss sensitive issues with our partners now without hurting their feelings, but we may still come off as more critical than we intend. Maintaining a little bit of self-awareness should help to mitigate this problem.